Gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I want to caution to keep this fight clean at all times, protect yourself at all times, and what I say you must obey. Good luck, touch them up.
Well, what a moment for both men, putting their undefeated records and world championship belts on the line. And in the immortal words of boxing impresario Don King, somebody's O will have to go. A unification showdown in the cruiserweight division, the first semi-final of the World Boxing Super Series. So here we go then, the first of a scheduled 12 3-minute rounds in this unification face-off. The WBC and WBO Cruiserweight Championships on the line. The WBO champion, Oleksandr Usyk, wearing the white trunks trimmed with gold, operating out of the southpaw stance. His opponent is the WBC champion, Mairis Briedis, the home fighter from right here in Riga in Latvia, making the second defense of his WBC title tonight. Oleksandr Usyk defending his WBO strap for the 4th time. It's going to be interesting to see what type of contest unfolds. Usyk, of course, such huge pedigree in the unpaid ranks, what was formerly known as the amateur code. Olympic champion, world champion, European champion. Mairis Briedis, relative latecomer to the noble art of boxing, former kickboxer. But what rapid progress he made through his 23 fights to date, winning that world title, the vacant crown against Marco Huck. And he's being cheered on enthusiastically, working the body well. On the inside of Usyk, Usyk immediately pecking and poking with a crisp, sharp right jab. Good left jab from Briedis. But again, Usyk pecking and poking behind a rapid right jab that he's rifling out. Such an adept combination puncher. Good single straight from Briedis. And what an opening round we have here, just beyond the midpoint. And both boxers have already enjoyed success, and every modicum of success that comes from the accurate punch-picking of Mairis Briedis is cheered to the rafters here at a Riga arena that is filled to capacity. Absolutely incredible atmosphere. And Briedis really be inspired by that. That's a low blow. And Usyk just reinforcing that fact by tapping the protective cut beneath his trunks. Good left jab from Briedis. Both men looking to fight in the space of center ring. Good left jab once again, straight between the high-held hands, and a hard left hand to the body from Briedis. Terrific start from the WBC champ. Usyk, such a wonderful mover with his feet and from the waist, but he's being tagged behind his gloves here to begin this opening stanza in this unification cruiserweight bout. Well, some of the action from what was a terrific opening round. Briedis working effectively with the right hand. That's the shot that just was borderline. Kenny Bayliss intimating that he's to keep it up. The southpaw and orthodox fighters, heads coming together. Briedis was really accurate in the opening 3 minutes, finding his range immediately. Into the second round then of this unification showdown, the biggest sporting event ever staged in Latvia, and that is because the man wearing the black trunks trimmed with red, who's just taken a stiff right jab from Oleksandr Usyk, Mairis Briedis, the nation's favorite fighting son, is their first and only current male world boxing champion. The lead feet coming together, as is often the case between southpaw and orthodox fighters. Briedis actually stepping on the left leg, on the left foot of Usyk. Usyk had just taken a stiff right hand, and there's a mark beneath his right eye. Good right hand over the top from Briedis, and Usyk's tucking up, just allowing hoping that this storm will pass, showing that his wits are still about him, nodding his head in acknowledgement of the shot that he was just caught with. But Briedis producing an inspired performance against a man who has far more experience than he. But back comes Usyk now, snaking a southpaw left through the guard. Terrific action with just over a minute gone in this second round. Double left, right jab, left cross success for Usyk. Briedis comes back with a jab of his own. Both men have prepared diligently, assiduously for this, the biggest fight of their lives. An exchange of jabs in a contest where they're proven to be the equal of one another to this point. Briedis left what he called the beautiful nature of a Latvian winter to set up camp in Benidorm in Spain. Usyk getting through with a good right jab and a left cross. Good left hand to the body from Usyk. Usyk remained in his hometown of Kiev, but was away from his family in the isolation of a training camp. Good right hook on a retreat from Usyk. And this is shaping up to be the contest everyone hoped it would be. Double left hook success, one to the head, one to the body. Back comes Usyk with a right hook, left cross combination. Terrific punch picking from both men. Briedis intent to get onto the front foot. Usyk letting his hands go in combination fashion. Deep into the second round, and this is an absolutely absorbing affair between operators of the highest order. Good right hook behind the gloves of Usyk from Briedis, then a snaking left jab from the WBC champ. Back comes Usyk now onto the front foot behind a southpaw right of his own. And Briedis with a single shot success. Absolutely thrilling action. I hesitate to call it give and take because both men are working on their defense as well, but an uppercut success on the inside from Briedis. Hook around the corner. Fusillade of punches coming from the WBC champ. Terrific second round, and the bell hasn't been heard. The men continue to exchange punches. Finally, Kenny Bailey's comes between the two, but these two men content to continue to duke it out until they were told to stop. Terrific action here.
Одного мало. Понял ты? Ну ты, голову поднимай руку. Ты в живот голову и сразу смещайся. Не оставайся там. Он отвечает сразу же тебе. Сразу. Так завис, он тебе ответит. Он за тебя цепляется. Сейчас такие. Пусти туда.
Some of the numbers
разворот. Все.
through the second round.
Через живот заканчивай передний. Tas brīžos neejus atpakaļ, kad viņš sākās sērijas, es pieeju kājās un paliec lejā. Ja? Un griezies viņam aiz. Neejus atpakaļ, aizvēj kā tu te aizgāji. Viņš tad tev var noķert.
Fantastic combination from Oleksandr Usyk. Seeing his success, but then back came Briedis straight away. And make no mistake, he enjoyed plenty of success of his own during that second frame. And the third round is underway. Usyk out onto the front foot quickly, scores with a good left hand to the body. And it's perhaps worth pointing out that in this tournament style of boxing, in the World Boxing Super Series, this semi-final action in the cruiserweight division, that a winner or a boxer will progress through to the final tonight. If it's a draw, then a fourth judge will be called upon. The fourth judge in this particular contest is Daniel van der Velde of Belgium, as Usyk pinned to the ropes momentarily. If that still can't produce a clear winner, then a countback system will be employed, and the countback system takes into account who won the final round, and we go backwards from there, trying to incentivize the fighters to finish strong as Briedis lands with a good right hand to the body. Oh, good right hand over the top from Briedis. Usyk tucking up just to get his senses back before establishing his right jab once again. But the countback system is to encourage the fighters to finish strong as Usyk scores with a terrific, straight, jolting right jab, rather than getting the first half of the contest in the bag and then coast over the finish line, feeling that they have the fight won. Terrific right-left in response from Usyk to a straight shot from Briedis. Both of these men called in young, hungry fighters to serve as their sparring partners as Usyk scores with a right hook around the corner. The heads came together there, and that's why Usyk is rubbing his forehead. And the referee, Kenny Bailey, calling timeout and immediately checking. Now let's see what the verdict is. Accidental headbutt appears to have caused a little bit of a nick above the right eye of Oleksandr Usyk. The sternest test in the careers of both men to this point is proven to be Every bit the fight many anticipated it would be. Usyk, such a skillful operator, and he has used skill to box his way to clear victories in his perfect ledger of 13 fights without defeat. Sweeping left hand from Briedis. Just threatened to go around the rear of the head of Usyk, who comes back with a left uppercut on the inside. This is absolutely terrific stuff. And given that it is being contested at such a high level of skill as Usyk gets through with a good southpaw left, well, one suspects that the intangible qualities of heart and desire could well play a role in this. Who will have the capacity to turn it into a dogfight? Who will have the ability to dig deep when called upon? Good left jab from Briedis, but then a jolting southpaw left from Usyk, and then Briedis' follow-up fell short. Terrific action continues through the third round.
Передняя рука твоя там, и он постоянно идет по нее головой или постоянно отвечает. Так ты его на этом и протянешь. Понял? Передняя, корми, пошел, тут подхватывай. Если идешь в атаку, оп, и выше. Понял? Да. Не надо стоять, не надо зависать. Он каждый раз отвечает тебе правой рукой после твоей атаки. Каждый раз. Протяни или уйди.
Well, that's where the heads came together. Kenny Bayless was in optimal position and called time immediately, went over to inspect the damage that was sustained by Oleksandr Usyk. He emerged from that coming together with a nick above his right eye. How significant will that prove to be? Wasn't bleeding. And we'll have had 60 seconds to work on it at the end of that third round. So into the fourth round then, of what has been an absorbing cruiserweight contest of the highest order through to this point. WBO cruiserweight title on the line. Oleksandr Usyk making the fourth defense of that title that he won from Krzysztof Glowacki back in September 2016. The WBC strap also up for grabs. The most significant cruiserweight bout since David Haye and Enzo Maccarinelli came together, and Usyk is hurt, got in a tangle on the ropes. Well, I suspect he was hurt, maybe it was just safety first, covering up when his feet got tangled in the Toblerone on the perimeter of the boxing ring. Stands back beneath him immediately. I was just mentioning that David Haye and Enzo Maccarinelli came together at the O2 Arena in a unification showdown back in March of 2008. That one was staged at 2 p.m. local time to accommodate worldwide television, particularly interest from the United States of America. This one is being staged at midnight local time here in Riga in Latvia and is being beamed to over 150 countries worldwide. Such is the interest in this cruiserweight unification bid between two undefeated champions. It's been absolutely riveting so far. Good right hand to the body. Usyk tries to respond with a southpaw left downstairs. Nice defensive maneuvers from him, but then a good two-shot salvo at mid-range from Briedis. Usyk being forced backwards, but now plants his feet and tries to force Briedis back. But Briedis, proving impossible to back up, kept on pouring forwards, driving Usyk to the ropes. Good right hand to the body from the WBC champion. Usyk, perhaps mindful of the fact that Briedis enjoyed a good portion of the round, now trying to assert himself. And the capacity crowd here continuing to cheer at full volume for their man. Good right jab from Usyk. He's continuing to peer between high-held gloves back onto the front foot. He's surrounded by Ukrainian boxing royalty in this, the biggest fight of his career to date. Vladimir Klitschko's in the house. He's been with Vasyl Lomachenko throughout his training camp. And Usyk is often characterized as the bigger, slightly less flashy version of Lomachenko. Lomachenko's father has been involved in the training of both of them. He's a wonderful mover, terrific punch picker, but his fighting quality is being put to the test here tonight against Mairis Briedis. Fantastic round in the fourth once again.
Видишь, так, вечер ела, вот свеча пеку ставят, дали, бац. Слушай, прям будешь, бац, слушай, он же будешь.
Какой раунд? Какой раунд? Piektais būs. Pietī. Viņš lītā šī atpūtīsies vai nākošajā, viņš ir piekurs, var redzēt. Klausies, pat tu esi, ka viņš tur nāk.
This is where the legs got tangled up. And just for a moment, Usyk was vulnerable. Dipped at the knees. Top rope caught beneath his left elbow. But then at mid-range, Briedis with some terrific punch picking. Hooks behind the gloves of Usyk, who was forced to cover up. He did try to retaliate. And he's come out fast to begin the 5th round. Oleksandr Usyk. Isolated in the winter chill of Ukraine for his training camp. Employed some UK sparring partners. Undefeated cruiserweight prospects Mikel Lawal and Isaac Chamberlain, who's got a date at the O2 Arena against a fellow unbeaten cruiserweight boxer in just a couple of weeks. And this is a strong portion of the round for Mairis Briedis. Usyk spending an awful lot of time covering up, trying to repel these attacks. He comes back with a left uppercut of his own, but it's single shots in response from Usyk to the combinations that are being put together from Briedis. Both these men have healthy stoppage ratios in their perfect ledgers to this point. Good work to the body from Usyk. Perhaps a trace of blood just around the mouth of Briedis. He's breathing through a slightly open mouth now. Usyk working behind a left jab, getting onto a right jab, getting onto the front foot and picking his punches very well. Briedis with blood smearing around his face now, just being made to be a little bit uncomfortable. Usyk inspired by that and paws forward on the front foot, tucking up tightly while he's in punching range. Briedis jabs his way out of the corner, back to the space of center ring. Usyk trying to bob and weave, gets through with a good straight right jab once again, which drives Briedis backwards. Significant moment in this contest because Briedis has been made to be uncomfortable. And Usyk is increasing the tempo, increasing his punch output, targeting the body with a straight right jab. Briedis still with a minute to survive. Not survive, but to make it through to get that nose tended to. He's coming back behind straight punches now. But another jolting right hand success from Usyk. How badly damaged is that nose of the WBC champion, who's just taken another right jab right in that region. Good right hand to the body from Usyk. Briedis onto the back foot more than we've seen him at any point in the contest. He's tagged by a long right to the temple, then a straight left drives him backwards once again. He's trying to fight back, but there's less potency, less accuracy on his punches as he's dealing with the inconvenience of a damaged nose here in this 5th stanza. Good right jab from Usyk once again. Briedis being driven continually backwards, trying to hold his ground, but he's not being overwhelmed, but he's certainly coming out second best in these exchanges for the majority of this 5th round. He spits a fleck of blood, and his head is buffeted by a 2-shot salvo. The bell barely audible once again at the conclusion of what was a fantastic round, particularly for Oleksandr Usyk. Vladimir Klitschko, Olympic champion who chose to walk away pretty much at the top of his game after losing that epic against Anthony Joshua at Wembley Stadium last March. Here cheering on both fighters, but particularly his compatriot, Oleksandr Usyk. Usyk damaged the nose of Briedis in that 5th round. And the discomfort that Briedis was experiencing, one wonders how significant that was in him electing to box on the back foot. And while he was doing so, Usyk was enjoying combination punches in combination success like that. So into the 6th round then, semi-final action from the World Boxing Super Series. And Oleksandr Usyk has begun this 6th frame in aggressive mood once again, looking to build on the momentum that he established in round 5. Mairis Briedis has emerged from the corner in altogether more positive mood. The nose injury has been treated by the corner. No trace of blood at this point. And it's Briedis looking to get back onto the front foot. Mickey Nielsen, the cruiserweight contender out of Denmark, was one of his sparring partners at his camp in Benidorm in Spain, a training camp where he was isolated away from his family for some 12 weeks. And was training 2 to 3 times a day in preparation for this unification bout. Sundays was the only day of rest as Usyk gets through with a good right jab, then targets the body downstairs to good effect. And on that Sunday, the day of active rest, I suppose, because he would play basketball along with his fellow campmates. And remember, that was a diversion of some of the all-time great fighters of the 20th, 21st century. Roy Jones Jr., semi-pro basketball player. Manny Pacquiao used to distract himself from the demands of the noble art by playing basketball as well. Good right uppercut on the inside from Briedis. But Usyk working behind a right jab that is becoming incessant now, and then targeting the body of the WBC champion. Even though he's more aggressive in this 6th round compared to the 5th, Usyk still having success driving Briedis backwards, and he wrestles Usyk down to the canvas. Kenny Bayless immediately intimating that will not result in an official knockdown.
All right, here we go.
A little bit physical on the inside. Good left jab on the resumption from Briedis. Good left hook at mid-range from Usyk. And the two men just engaging in conversation from time to time. Not always of the verbal variety, just nodding as if to say, yeah, you got me that time. That right hook from Briedis just caused Usyk to lose his balance. Partially blocked by the glove, but those two words, right hook, left hook success behind the gloves of Oleksandr Usyk. He's trying to get his own back, scores with a left hook on the inside. And now it's Usyk trying to force a man backwards, but he's eating a left jab from Briedis as he's on the retreat. Left hand is a good shot from Usyk, onto the front foot once again. Low blow, Briedis intimates that, but he's still fighting off the back foot. 10-second clapper has sounded. Straight shot success for both men. The more forceful was from Briedis. A fantastic 6th round here at the Riga Arena.
Ja atpakaļ uz atpakaļ, tikai bloķē ar abām rokām, ja? Ziņa, izvēl. Kādi jūties? Viņš apgājis?
That was the hip toss that sent Usyk down to the canvas. Same incident from another angle, but this contest utterly absorbing as we prepare to go into the second half of the bout.
Watch the head.
So 6 rounds completed, a potential 6 rounds to go in this unification showdown in the cruiserweight division. Absolutely nothing in it from my vantage point here ringside. Remember, 3 scoring judges will preside over this contest. A 4th one will be called into action if necessary to ensure that we get a victor progressing through to contest the final of the inaugural Muhammad Ali Trophy that's taking place in Jeddah in May. What a semi-final we have in prospect next week as Murat Gassiev prepares to take on the KO Dr. Yunier Dorticos of Cuba. The combined record of the 4 semi-finalists makes for remarkable reading. 83 victories, no defeats, 68 knockouts, with a combined record of all 4 men who will contest the World Boxing Super Series semi-final. Good left jab from Usyk. And he's looking really rhythmic tonight. He scores with a left hand to the body, a right hand counter comes immediately back from Usyk. Usyk trying to dig in a hard left hook, but it was blocked effectively by the right glove of Briedis. Pecking, poking straights, getting through the guard of Usyk. Briedis targeting the body effectively as well. Trying to bring an uppercut into play, but Usyk was wise to it. Usyk remaining in pursuit of his man. Briedis breathing through an open mouth. He takes a solid southpaw left there. Usyk looking to continue to drive the man backwards, going downstairs to the body, as he did to such terrific effect against Marco Huck in defending that WBO title in Germany last year. And both men still operating at an incredibly high level of skill and concentration into the second half of this contest. It is utterly absorbing and everything we would expect when two fighters with perfect record put not only their titles but their reputations on the line as well. Usyk willingly conceding that this is the biggest fight of his career as he lands with a good left hand which drives Briedis backwards. Briedis becoming a little bit disorganized on the ropes, drops his hands and uses his legs to good effect to get beyond punching range, but he's only gone to the strands on the other side of the ring. Usyk now looking to take advantage of any discomfort that Briedis is feeling at this point. 10-second clapper once again. Briedis, how badly shaken up was he by that left hand success enjoyed by Usyk? There's a left hand success once again for the man from Ukraine. Terrific action continues. There was a good left hand from Usyk. And then Briedis slammed his motor into reverse to get himself beyond punching distance in the closing stages of that round. Into round 8 of what has been an absolutely fascinating fight to this point. Utterly absorbing, really can't take your eyes off it. Had incremental shifts in momentum. Neither man really able to establish dominance over the other. And you wouldn't expect either man to really when you've got two operators of such high skill. It's Usyk, who got onto the front foot in the closing stages of round number 7. Both men operating right on top of the logo at center ring. Usyk, in his rather cryptic manner that he has about him at times, has been saying repeatedly when asked through the week as to how he's feeling that I am feel, which some enterprising creative has turned into a dub plate. You can see Usyk going through his paces with that phrase repeated over and over. The soundtrack that has been selected, that's on social media for all of his fans to enjoy. But rather more expansively, he says that he loves the color green and he's aiming to grab as both men go downstairs to the body, shoveling punches into the midsection. But he's hoping to take that green strap from Briedis tonight and add the WBC belt to the WBO one that he came into the ring with. Good right hand from Briedis. Right jab success in response from Usyk. There's another pecking, poking lead right hand. Usyk driving Briedis backwards once again. Briedis just stands his ground momentarily, gets through with a left jab before taking a stiff left cross that causes him to bend backwards at the waist. And the crowd here trying to encourage Mairis Briedis with every ounce of energy that they can muster. Make no mistake, Usyk has brought a sizable contingent from Ukraine as well. And I feel that their support is being drowned out. Right hand to the body was just a little bit long from Briedis. Both men keeping their wits and their defensive instincts about them. Usyk bobbing and weaving, causing a lot of these shots to go over his shoulder. But that right uppercut caught him through the middle. And he acknowledged that with a facial gesture in the direction of Briedis, but he's remaining steadfast in his task, on the front foot, walking down Briedis. And remember, for some judges, you've got two Americans, two Canadians and an American scoring this one as Briedis scores with a good single success. That effective aggression is often favoured. And for the majority of that round, Usyk was on the front foot, but Briedis boxing very well indeed on the retreat.
Влад, закрой вот это, закрой. Не дергай. Небольшое, сейчас уберу. Noteikti galvas vēl augšā, nevis apakaļ. Šādu laiku kājās, mīkstāk. Izsik bām, bloku, atceries tev liekā. Zakroju, Vlad, zakroju. Bloķē, atbild. Iztais no kājas. Stay small. No up, no up, no head up. Down, down. Okay?
Some of the action from that 8th round
Move here, small.
Usyk always looking to set up his offense from behind that jab.
Go there, go there, go there. Towel! Give me a towel.
So timeout called by referee Kenny Bayless. He wants to mop up the excess moisture in and around the red corner of Mairis Briedis.
Time in.
Timing called. And round 9 is underway. This contest on a knife edge, absolutely nothing in it from my vantage point. And cries of Mairis, Mairis for the home fighter. He less on the front foot now as the two men fight for prime real estate in the center of the boxing ring. Usyk trying to get onto the front foot. Less of the circular movement that he usually employs to such terrific effect. As though moving around the clock face, he's been a front foot aggressor for large portions of this contest. Oh, good right hand from Briedis. Usyk shakes it off and steps right back into the pocket. And cries of Latvia, Latvia reverberating all around this Riga arena that is filled to capacity here. Good right jab from Usyk. Neither man showing any signs of cracking to this point in the contest. Usyk said that he was aware of the responsibilities. He scores with a right uppercut and left hook around the corner. Said that he was aware of the responsibility that comes with being such a standard bearer for Latvian boxing. Good left hand from Usyk. Briedis momentarily lost his footing. The two men standing within punching range, looking to find holes in the defense of their opponent. Right uppercut off the ropes with a nice shot from Briedis. Usyk coming forward in a straight line, still bobbing and weaving, still working that right hand and follows up with a pile-driving left cross. Good right jab again from Usyk. But now Briedis working behind his straight left. Good two-shot salvo from him. Same right hand success from Briedis. But Usyk proving impossible to discourage. Continuing to work his way forwards. Southpaw left wasn't too far away from the Ukrainian WBO champ. But Usyk with a sneaky uppercut as he pivoted out to center ring. 30 seconds to go in the 9th round. And this round has been typical of what we've witnessed to this point. Both men enjoying success. Both boxers finding a home for their punches. The nose of Briedis beginning to leak once again after it was damaged in round 5. Corner did a terrific job staunching the flow of blood. Oh, cracking right uppercut from Briedis. And the volume goes through the roof here at the Riga Arena. But Usyk, impossible to discourage, steps right back into the fray and goes in pursuit of his man. Fantastic 3 minutes of boxing.
Капа, ребята, капа!
So as we go into the 10th round, both boxers were up off their stools, ready for work, showing the opponent that they still have plenty of energy, plenty of fighting spirit to contest this unification showdown that has been incredibly keenly fought so far. Absolutely nothing in it if we go into the 10th round. Briedis, according to the CompuBox stats, with a higher number of punches landed. It's Usyk who's looking to get onto that front foot and walk his man down once again. Now Briedis trying to come forward behind a left jab. Briedis, who only gave up his job in the Latvian police force when he became WBC champion. A role that he took part in with terrific pride during that occupation. And he's been sent well wishes all week from his former colleagues in the Latvian police force. Usyk working behind a left jab, trying to bring a left hook into play. Just beginning to get a swelling beneath his left eye. He scores with a left hand just above our commentary position here. Good left cross from Oleksandr Usyk. But Briedis demonstrating a firm set of whiskers, barely blinked and got back into his boxing stance immediately. Action is just above our commentary position. Good right jab from Usyk once again. And the fitness and conditioning of both of these fighters is absolutely terrific. Admirable in the way that they're able to continue to compete at such a high tempo and demonstrate such high quality as well. Good right hand on the inside from Briedis. Pecking behind a left jab, still breathing through an open mouth. And Usyk scoring with an uppercut on the inside. Well, if this contest continues in this manner, as Usyk scores with a right jab, the fourth judge could well be brought into play for the first time in the World Boxing Super Series here. Right uppercut wasn't too far wide of the mark from Briedis, because this contest is on a knife edge. Whose style of work do the judges favour? Rounds very difficult to score because they've been so keenly contested. Good right hand to the body from Briedis. Both Usyk and Kenny Bayless intimating that he's to keep the punches up. Good right jab from Usyk. Tries to score with that same shot, but Briedis got beyond punching range. He comes back with a straight shot of his own. Good right hand from Usyk. Drives Briedis backwards. Briedis then scores with a good 1-2 salvo. Absolutely terrific action between two highly skilled operators here. And again, you have to really crane your neck to hear the bell to end that 10th round. Sergei Vatamaniuk with the instructions to Oleksandr Usyk over in that blue corner.
2 rounds! You need 2 rounds, okay?
Sanders Grimes working assiduously on that damage node. You can see the left eye damage that has been suffered
11th round.
by Mairis Briedis as well. So into the championship rounds we go. Semi-final action in the World Boxing Super Series. Oleksandr Usyk, the WBO champion, making the 4th defense of his crown, the tournament #1 seed, facing off against the tournament #3 seed, making the 2nd defense of his WBC title tonight. We will have a unified champion at the conclusion of this contest. Unless, of course, it is a draw on the scorecard. The draw will go onto the fighters' records, but somebody will progress tonight because of the aforementioned 4th judge and count-back scenario. But if it is a draw, and each champion will keep their belt, the declared winner will go through to the final. And at the conclusion of the World Boxing Super Series, for the first time in the history of the cruiserweight division, one single fighter, that scenario notwithstanding, will hold all 4 belts that are up for grabs in the cruiserweight ranks. Evander Holyfield was the undisputed champion, holding all 3 belts for the WBO, became widely recognized as an authoritative governing body. Uppercut was just short of the mark from Oleksandr Usyk. Some aficionados regard Marvin Kamel as an undisputed champion because when he was the WBC's inaugural champ, they were the only sanctioning body to recognize the cruiserweight division. But at the conclusion of this innovative World Boxing Super Series tournament, somebody is likely to come away with all 4 championship belts. Good left hand over the top from Usyk, good right hand to the body from Briedis. And Usyk again intimating that you're going south of the border with those shots. But he steps right back into the firing line, tucking up tightly as each man look to find a home for their punches. Good right jab from Usyk. Briedis shooting punches from his belt line now. And this is absolutely absorbing to watch here at the Riga Arena. Both boxers still full of fight, The thought process is still sharp. Look at the exchange of backhands in that coming together. Usyk scored first with a left cross, then Briedis responded immediately with a right cross of his own. Deep into the penultimate round. And still, both men continuing to extract the very best of one another. Corkscrew right hand was a nice shot from Usyk. Didn't really put much on it, but it was a scoring shot. Both boxers letting their hands go furiously. Neither really found a mark during that fusillade, but that left cross most certainly did from Oleksandr Usyk just before the bell to conclude the 11th round. So into the 12th and final round we go. The fans up on their feet here at the Riga Arena, and I feel that this contest is still up for grabs. Whoever wins this 12th round could well be declared the victor and become the unified cruiserweight champion and book their place in the World Boxing Super Series cruiserweight final. There's been absolutely nothing in it throughout the 11 completed rounds so far. Both men again were up early off their stall to begin this final frame. Identical numbers in terms of 12 rounders contested, and each time they've contested a 12th rounder, each man has gone the 12-round distance on 2 occasions. It looks as though we're heading for that juncture tonight, as Usyk, looking for some quality in this final round, gets through with a good left cross. Briedis falls short with an attempted right cross of his own. He's back onto the front foot now, still bobbing, still weaving in front of his man, snaking out a left jab. Usyk continuing to tuck up tightly behind high-held gloves, scores with a good single right jab. Briedis comes back with a right hand behind a left glove of Usyk. Usyk comes back with a fusillade of punches where the left hand got through. Usyk just straying low with a combination of shots that he tried to go to the body. And both men letting it all hang out in the final round here, beyond the midpoint of a contest that is still anybody's in this bid to become the unified champion of the WBC and the WBO. Good combination of punches landed from Usyk. Briedis takes a sharp intake of breath, perhaps trying to save himself now, or set himself for one final rally as we go into the final minute. Good right hand from Briedis, and another shot from the right flank once again. Usyk just backs up. He's looking to cover up on the ropes and initiates a clinch. How telling is that? He looks to his corner, perhaps letting them know that he's okay, and now he sets himself for what is surely going to be the final roll of the dice. Both men in pursuit of victory, in pursuit of the championship that the other one has, in pursuit of a place in the final of the Muhammad Ali Trophy, as Briedis lands a cracking right hand around the corner. Usyk with his back to the ropes fires a left cross. Less than 30 seconds to go now, and this is turning into an absolute dogfight. The qualities of heart and desire and will fully on display here between these two athletes with perfect records and championship belts. The atmosphere is absolutely terrific here at the Riga Arena. And still, both men punching right up until the final bell. What a fantastic contest we have just witnessed in the cruiserweight division. Everybody up on their feet here at the Riga Arena in acknowledgement of what they have just witnessed. An absolutely fantastic fight over the championship distance of 12 3-minute rounds to determine who is going through to contest the World Boxing Super Series final in Jeddah in May. That is the prize that is up for grabs here, as well as the championship belt of the other man. But more immediately, these two warriors will be most concerned with having their hands raised as the victor. They gave absolutely everything and produced an utterly absorbing contest over the course of 12 3-minute rounds with a skill level had to be seen to be believed. The punch picking was exquisite. The conditioning absolutely superb. And the corner of Mairis Briedis trying to rally this capacity crowd to get up on their feet and show some support for their man. Well, remember, in the context of the tournament, somebody will be going through. But this is the type of contest where it's a shame that there has to be a loser. It was so keenly contested. And that was the moment when the final bell sounded. Oleksandr Usyk collapsed into the canvas in a moment of prayer. Mairis Briedis chaired aloft by his corner in anticipation of what he hopes will be victory. But I'm not sure either fighter could state with certainty that they've done enough to get this. They both gave absolutely everything. Now it comes down to the verdict of the three judges, Mrs. Robin Taylor from Brooklyn, New York, Mr. Craig Metcalf from Canada, and Mr. Robert Tapper from Canada as well. The two Canadian judges appointed by the WBC. Mrs. Robin Taylor is an appointee of the WBO. The fourth judge, Daniel Van der Veel, may well be called into action here, because this contest was incredibly tight. Well, both boxers wearing the badges of war up there in the boxing ring, marked up around the eyes. Hard-fought contest. Their torsos were tested as well. Both men targeted the body with terrific effect. Scores are being tabulated. David Diamante is preparing to make the official announcement to see who is going through to the final of the World Boxing Super Series and who will be crowned here as a unified champion in the cruiserweight division. Let's head up to center ring and get the official particulars at the conclusion of that fantastic fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. Craig Metcalf scored this contest 114-114 even. Robin Taylor and Robert Tapper both scored this bout 115-113. For your winner, by majority decision. He is still undefeated and is now advancing to the finals of the World Boxing Super Series and continuing on the road to Jeddah to compete for the Muhammad Ali Trophy. And now, he is the WBC and WBO Cruiserweight Champion of the World, Oleksandr Usyk.
Oleksandr Usyk is the new unified Cruiserweight Champion of the World, a majority decision winner over Mairis Briedis, 115-113 for judges Mrs. Robin Taylor and Mr. Robert Tapper. Mr. Craig Metcalf couldn't separate them, 114-114. And it's Usyk who goes through to the final.